Have you ever wondered what's going on behind the scenes of the tech you use every single day? Well, today we're going to pull back that curtain. We're going to uncover the secret statistical detective work that's happening just beneath the surface. And you know what? It all starts with a pretty simple observation. Just think about it for a second. You see a series of things happen, one after another in a certain order. But what if those things you're seeing, what if they're just clues? What if there's a whole hidden story, a secret process that you can't see that's actually the cause? How in the world would you even begin to figure out what really happened? And this isn't just some philosophical puzzle, right? This is the fundamental question that powers some of the most amazing tech we have. When Siri understands what you're saying, or a biologist hunts for a specific gene in a miles-long strand of DNA, even when your phone predicts the very next word you're about to type, they're all trying to solve this exact same kind of mystery.
So, to solve a mystery like this, we need a special kind of detective. We need a statistical detective, one that's trained to look at a trail of seemingly random evidence and figure out the hidden story that created it.
And that detective has a name. It's called a Hidden Markov Model, or HMM for short. Okay, I know, the definition sounds super technical, but the idea behind it is actually really simple. Just imagine there's a process that moves through a series of hidden stages. We can't see them directly. But at each one of those hidden stages, it leaves behind a little clue that we can see. The model calls these clues emissions. And that's the entire game right there. We have a sequence of clues, the things we can actually observe and measure. Our job is to use our HMM detective to work backward and figure out the most likely sequence of hidden states, the secret story, that produce those clues in the first place.
Now, before any good detective can solve a case, what do they need? They need to understand their suspect. They need to build a profile. And in the world of HMMs, that means we need to understand the 3 key probabilities that define the behavior of our hidden process.
Think of this table as our detective's case file. First up, we've got pi. This tells us where our suspect, our hidden process, is most likely to start its journey. Next, there's matrix A, the state transition matrix. This is basically the suspect's MO, their typical movement patterns. If they're in one hidden location, what's the chance they'll move to another? And finally, we have matrix B, the emission probability matrix. This is all about the evidence. If our suspect is in a certain hidden location, what kind of clues are they likely to leave behind for us to find? And here's the kicker, the thing that makes this whole case solvable. Our suspect follows 2 very simple but absolutely crucial rules. First, their next move only depends on where they are right now. It doesn't matter how they got there. And second, the clue they leave behind only depends on their current location. These 2 rules are called the Markov assumptions, and trust me, they are the key to cracking this whole thing wide open.
Okay, so we've got our suspect's profile. Now, the real investigation can begin. And it really all boils down to answering one of 3 fundamental questions. This is basically our detective's toolkit. Problem number 1 is evaluation. We have a suspect profile, we have a trail of clues, and we ask, how likely is it that our guy is the one responsible? The forward algorithm answers that. Then there's decoding. We have the clues, and we ask, what's the single most likely story, the one best path our suspect took to create this mess? That's a job for the Viterbi algorithm. And finally, the toughest one, learning. What if we don't have a suspect profile? We just have tons of clues. Can we work backward from the evidence to create the profile from scratch? Yep, the Baum-Welch algorithm handles that.
For now, let's focus on that second question, decoding, because it's usually the most intuitive one. We have the evidence. We just want to know what happened. To do that, our detective brings out their favorite tool, the Viterbi algorithm. This right here is the heart of it. We're not interested in every vaguely possible story that could have happened. No way. We want the one single, most probable sequence of hidden events that explains the evidence we see. We want to solve the case, period. Okay, so the math behind it might look a little intimidating at first glance, but the idea is actually incredibly clever. Instead of brute forcing it and checking every single possible path, which, by the way, would take forever, the algorithm smartly builds the best path one step at a time. It always remembers the most likely way to have gotten to each point in the story. It's efficient. The process is really methodical, kind of like good old-fashioned police work. First, it calculates the odds for that very first clue. Then, for every clue after that, it extends the investigation, always finding the most likely way it could have arrived at each possible hidden state. Once it gets to the end of the evidence trail, it finds the most probable final location. And then, this is the really cool part, It backtracks, following the breadcrumbs of best choices it saved along the way to reveal the complete, single, most likely hidden path from start to finish.
And there we have it, case solved. So by running the Viterbi algorithm on the example data for that sequence of clues, A, B, A, our detective concludes that the single most probable hidden story is that the system was in state 1, then it stayed in state 1, and then it stayed in state 1 again. The secret path is revealed.
Now, it's really important to get the difference here. The forward algorithm, the one for the evaluation problem, that would tell us the total probability of seeing clues A, B, A by adding up the chances of every single possible path. But the Viterbi algorithm answers a much more specific question. What's the probability of just the one best path? They're two different tools for two very different detective jobs. So our detective profiled the suspect, followed the clues, and cracked the case. But this isn't just some fun theoretical exercise. Let's talk about why this statistical detective really matters in the real world.
Let's wrap up the case file. The core job of our HMM detective agency is simple. Find the hidden story behind the data we can see. It does this by asking one of 3 questions. Is our suspect guilty? What was their most likely move-by-move path? Or who even is our suspect? And it's exactly this kind of detective work running silently in the background that makes so much of the tech we use every day feel so incredibly smart.
And that really leaves us with a final thought. We've just seen how a pretty straightforward model can uncover these deep, hidden structures in data. It really makes you wonder, what other secret stories are unfolding all around us right now? In the stock market, in our own biology, in the way we talk, all just waiting for the right statistical detective to come along and finally reveal the hidden logic.